Assalamu alaikum. This is Shorb Mujumdar welcoming you to the English news from Btv-Chattogram. Let's begin with the top stories. 56 EU observers deployed in long term to monitor parliament elections. Appeal hearing for 8th day in 13th national polls completed. Hearing to end tomorrow. Women and Children Affairs Advisor seeks cooperation to prevent violence against women and children. Environment, Forest and Climate Change Advisor calls upon youth to build social movement for preventing noise pollution. BNP Chairman Tariq Rahman assures to stand by families of disappearance, murder and torture victims. Israeli attacks on Gaza continue amid ceasefire while White House announces Trump's Board of Peace to monitor activities of interim administration. And Rangpur Riders beat Dhaka Capitals by 11 runs in day's first match in BPL. Viewers, those were the top stories. Now moving on to the details. European Union Election Observation Mission today deployed 56 long-term observers across all 64 districts of Bangladesh to monitor the parliamentary elections scheduled for February 12th. The long-term observers will closely monitor key aspects of the election at the regional level and support the analysis of the core expert team based in Dhaka. A delegation of members of the European Parliament will also join the mission later on. At full strength, the EU EOM will comprise 200 observers from all 27 EU member states, Canada, Norway and Switzerland. While briefing at a city hotel, Deputy Chief Observer Interlace told reporters that it is crucial to examine the entire electoral process in its full context. She said the observers are highly experienced, although many of them are visiting Bangladesh for the first time. The Deputy Chief Observer said the long-term observers are a critical element of the mission. Their observations and insights will ground impartial and fact-based evaluation of the electoral process, she said. The appeal hearing against the decision of the returning officer for the 13th National Parliament election has been completed for the 8th day today at the Election Commission. The hearing began at 10 a.m. at the auditorium of the election building at Agargaon in the capital. Chief Election Commissioner A.M. Nasiruddin, 4 election commissioners, EC Senior Secretary and other concerned persons were present at the hearing. On the 8th day of the appeal hearing, 100 appeal applications from serial numbers 511 to 610 were disposed of. The hearing will continue till tomorrow. Various government institutions are conducting awareness campaigns nationwide in favor of yes vote in the referendum ahead of the upcoming 13th National Parliament elections. In continuation of this, the Ministry of Women and Children Affairs organized an awareness program at the Osmani Memorial Auditorium in the capital today. Advisor for Women and Children Affairs Sharmin S. Murshid was the chief guest at the program. Along with government and private sector women officials, July fighters also participated in the program. Advisor Sharmin S. Murshid said the government has formed a quick response team to reduce violence against women and children. She sought the cooperation of the people from all levels in preventing these types of violence. Special emphasis was given on increasing women's political participation, highlighting the importance of the referendum and encouraging women to exercise their right to vote. At the same time, various steps taken by the government to prevent violence against women and children and issues of legal protection also came up for discussion. The organizers said the democratic process will be stronger if women's active participation in the referendum can be ensured. In addition, such initiatives will play a positive role in raising awareness among women as well as establishing social security and rights. Environment, Forest and Climate Change Advisor Soeda Rizwana Hassan has called upon the youth to build a social movement to prevent noise pollution. She made this call while participating in a procession organized to raise public awareness on noise pollution control at Manik Mia Avenue in the capital today. The advisor said work must be done to control noise pollution to save the next generation from becoming deaf. At the same time, the environment advisor highlighted the need to create a noise pollution-free environment in Bangladesh by citing the example of Kathmandu, the capital of neighboring Nepal. She also sought the active cooperation of media workers in creating awareness to prevent noise pollution. The Department of Environment and Dhaka Metropolitan Police organized a motor procession against horns under the Integrated and Partnership Project to control noise pollution. BNP Chairman Tariq Rahman exchanged views with the families of victims of disappearances, murders and torture. The family members of the victims during the previous government's tenure participated in the program organized by Amra BNP Poribar and Mayer Dak held at the China Friendship Conference Center in the capital today. Expressing desire to get their family members back, the relatives also demanded fair trial from the government. Tariq Rahman said BNP leaders and activists have never assumed covered or dormant identities in the name of strategy. Alongside the movement against fascism, the utmost effort has been made to stand by the people who lost their loved ones. He said that the terrible days of disappearances and murders are over in Bangladesh. BNP Chairman Tariq Rahman assured that BNP will always stand by the families who lost their dear ones in the fight against fascism. BNP Standing Committee member Salahuddin Ahmed, Senior Joint Secretary General Ruhul Kabir Rizvi, Tasina Rushdil Luna, wife of missing BNP leader Ilyas Ali, among others, addressed the meeting. Now international news. President Donald Trump has named former British Prime Minister Tony Blair to his so-called Board of Peace, which is expected to oversee the United States President's 20-point plan to end Israel's genocidal war against Palestinians in Gaza. The White House said on Friday that Blair would be among the board's founding executive members, alongside Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, and the U.S. Special Envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff. The other members are Mark Rowan, the CEO of Apollo Global Management, World Bank Group President Ajay Bungo, and Robert Gabriel, a U.S. Deputy National Security Advisor. The board members will oversee a defined portfolio critical to Gaza's stabilization and long-term success, the White House said, including governance, capacity building, regional relations, reconstruction, investment attraction, large-scale funding and capital mobilization. U.S. President Donald Trump has threatened to place tariffs on nations that do not go along with his ambitions to annex Greenland. Trump said at a White House meeting that he may put a tariff on countries if they don't go along with Greenland. However, he did not say which countries might be hit with new tariffs or what authority he would invoke to use such import taxes in pursuit of his goal. Along with Denmark and Greenland, other countries oppose his plans, and many in the U.S. have expressed skepticism about an acquisition. Meanwhile, Denmark has warned that military action would spell the end of NATO, the transatlantic defense alliance where the U.S. is the most influential partner. To this end, several countries including France, Germany, Sweden, Norway, Finland, the Netherlands and the UK have dispatched a small number of troops to Greenland in a so-called reconnaissance mission. French President Emmanuel Macron said land, air and sea assets would soon be sent. A Canadian citizen has been killed by Iranian authorities during the ongoing protests in Iran. The information was reported by the French news outlet France 24. In a post on social media platform X, Canadian Foreign Minister Anita Anand said, "I have learned that a Canadian citizen has been killed by Iranian authorities in Iran." Anand further stated, "The Iranian people are peacefully protesting to make their voices heard against repression and ongoing human rights violations. But in response to these protests, the Iranian government has shamelessly shown disregard for human life." It is believed that the Canadian citizen was killed by Iranian authorities during the protests. Back to national news. The 5th alumni reunion of Chattogram Medical College was held today at the college premises, bringing together generations of medical professionals in a vibrant celebration of nostalgia and professional excellence. The two-day festivities began in the morning at the Chattogram Medical College Hospital grounds. Dr. Muhammad Sayyidur Rahman, Special Assistant to the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, inaugurated the event as a chief guest. President of the CMC Alumni Association, Dr. S.M. Tariq, presided over, while Dr. Shadat Hussain, Mayor of Chattogram City Corporation, Professor Dr. Muhammad Jashimuddin, Principal of CMC, and Brigadier General Muhammad Taslimuddin, Director of CMCH, also addressed the gathering as special guests. Alumni from different eras took to the stage to share memories of their campus life, expressing deep gratitude towards their alma mater.